the climate change factor is really triggering down to poor communities in many other places in the world, including Tanzania, including the Maasai, including the pastoralists. And now the big question, we depend on livestock. When we don't have enough rain, we have drought, we experience water scarcity, and then we lack resources, because at one time, one of my leader said, as you see the thin cow, you see also the Maasai is also thin. It was in Swahili anyway. But of course, you can see the connectivity of the problem, that even the health of the people becomes as well vulnerable, and even the livestock they depend on become a big problem. We are dealing with what kind of technology can we apply, so as we are implementing, let's say, the farmer managed natural regeneration projects, how can we get the proper data? And when we get this data, how do we store it? It's a big question that we are going through. We, as the rural people, the communities, the local communities, we cannot access such systems, such technologies. They are very expensive. I don't know how to reach Microsoft to access such space for me to be able to store the data that I collect from the villages. Is a big issue that, of course, we have many limitations when it comes to capacity. We ask ourselves, what kind of data do we need? And how do I collect this data? And how do I store it? So we have so many questions that we want to ask ourselves. And of course, because once you have the information, you have the evidence, then you are in the best position to be able to draw your table or to draw your future. So it is so difficult for us to understand how can we draw our future when it comes to challenges related to climate change, when we lack the capacity of how to handle the problems we are facing right now. We did one time also a project that we tried really to do it's like a research, a scientific research on how to restore the land. And of course, we involved about doing soil experience, taking it to the lab. Now, how many people will be able to take the soil to the lab in the context of the poor communities? There are very few people who will do that. And of course, it's also very expensive because you have to involve the experts. We talk about the academia here. Yes, we bring the consultants. It becomes very expensive to us to be able to get what we want to achieve as organization, but as indigenous people. So it's one of the big challenge. And of course, it becomes a big challenge to get the empirical evidences that will help us to have data that will influence even the decision makers.